I'll have to reposition. Damn it, I'll let you run and I'll just see if I can save it.
Welcome to my beautiful hometown of Amersfoort, the Netherlands. High above the medieval city centre reaches one of its stunning landmarks, the Long John Church Tower. I've wanted to incorporate this tower into an astrophoto for quite some time now. Last week I tried and I failed. Kind of. Here is what happened and what I've learned.
Good evening to the channel. I'm Jeroen, my passion is landscape astrophotography, and on this channel I share my adventures with you guys. And today we are in my hometown Amersfoort to make an astrophoto. So here it is, the Long John Church Tower, one of the most famous landmarks of my hometown Amersfoort. With its almost 100-meter height, it is the third highest church tower in the whole of the Netherlands. It was built around 1470, and what's also interesting is that the exact middle point of the Netherlands lies within this tower. At least I think that's interesting. So what I really want to do is to photograph the full moon rising above this tower. And not just a full moon rising from here, but I want to make the silhouette of the tower, the entire size of the full moon. So to get that weird effect, we'll have to travel a couple of kilometers out of town. Let's go. But let me first tell you how I planned this shot. And for the plan, we'll have to look into the app Photopills. I have it on my phone here and I'll record the screen so that you can see what I see. We are now in the main menu of Photopills, and if I click on the planner module at the top left, you can see that the plan is already preloaded. You can see the date here is the 4th of June and the time around just a little over 11 o'clock p.m. And that is the time when the moon will rise, here at 23:06 to be precise. And I've also placed a black marker there at the Long John Tower of Amersfoort. And here in the menu you can put it on or put it off, and you can drop that pin on the tower itself. The blue line here is the line where the moon will rise, so it will rise around here somewhere. And it means I'll have to look somewhere in the northwest as a prolongation of the line from 1, 2, 3, 4, maybe 5 kilometers away, where I can see the tower above the horizon. So I've scouted the area a bit and I have found a place beside a road here, and you can see it is 6.8 kilometers away. It's a bit further than I'd like, but we'll see how that turns out. Let's go to the location.
Okay, so we have arrived at the spot. I can see the tower, so that's excellent. We have a free horizon. Two challenges I see already. The first is it's kind of windy, so if I work with a 400mm lens and on my crop sensor that is 600mm, it vibrates a lot. So I think I'll put it on interval and just keep on shooting, and maybe I'll put the tripod behind my car as a wind blocker. That might actually be a pretty good idea. The other thing is, if I move that way or if I move the other way, the tower will be behind some trees. So I hope my alignment plan turns out pretty well, because if I have to move 20 or 30 meters the other way around, the tower is not visible anymore. So let's set it up and hope for the best. So I've brought with me this little secret here. No, it's not a secret, it's actually a vintage lens. And it's not because I'm a vintage fan or something. My wife is a vintage fan, but not vintage lenses. But it's because it's the only long lens I have. It's a 400mm Tokina lens. It's f6.2 at its widest. So we'll just screw it on and we'll see how it does. This actually belonged to my grandfather, so Let's check it out. Okay, so I've set my tripod up very low on the ground to get some more stability. It's very hard to get this lens focused because things are so far away, and I think this lens isn't that sharp to begin with. There are also a lot of bugs, but we'll just push through and we'll see what happens. Hopefully something comes out. Okay, so it's now about 15 to 20 minutes until moonrise. I've put the camera up there. I will probably be running around a little. Maybe I'll vlog a little with my phone if I get a chance. I've now set my camera up here, low to the ground, so that it catches as less wind as possible. At your right there somewhere, the little light dot, that is the tower I want to photograph. So if the moon passes through the tower in your video, it might have been a success, and otherwise you will probably see me running around a lot and screaming and being a bit frustrated. But hey, I'm looking forward to it. Almost moonrise. I'm now nervously running around because I see some orange glow on the horizon. The glow is not exactly where I thought it would be. So I'm already a couple hundred meters away from the tripod. Maybe it's just light pollution, but I don't see the moon yet, and it should have been up already. So, okay, I'll run back to the tripod. Yes, behind me the moon is rising. And you don't see it on the phone camera. I'm already almost back at my tripod. Looks good. Okay, let's check the camera. Quickly check the camera. Okay, so we have the moon. It's not in the frame yet, but I suspect it will be pretty soon when it's just 1 or 2 degrees above the horizon. And it's almost in my frame. I think the plan will work out. If the shots are just a bit sharp, because this lens it doesn't really work as I expected, but we'll see. Look, there comes the moon at the left of the frame, right there. Maybe I should reposition, or maybe it will be okay. It moves pretty fast. It's just above the horizon. Maybe I'll have to go a bit to the right. But yeah, I'll let it go for another couple of minutes and see what it does. I'll have to reposition. Damn it, I'll let you run and I'll just see if I can save it. It's only about 20 or 30 meters. I've put my tripod to a position as far that way as I could, so that maybe the moon will pass through the tower. At least I have the moon and the tower in the same frame now. It's time-lapsing. Yeah, it's really precise. If you ever do such a moon alignment, please make sure that you have some leeway, that you can walk around a bit. I cannot go further that way because the tower will go behind some trees and it will not be visible anymore. So yeah, let's check the camera and how it does. Oh, will it pass? And the moon is now coming very close to the tower. Oh man, but I think it doesn't pass the tower. It's already too high. Almost. Yeah, we're not going to get a silhouette of the tower behind the moon, but yeah, we will get the moon above the tower. Man, this is hard. Well, at least we'll get a little bit of a time lapse out of this. It's just moving over the tower, but it's not touching the tower, unfortunately. But hey, still a pretty cool sight. The tower looks so weird compared to the size of the moon. you can say the tower is very small or the moon is just huge. You can really see some details also on the moon. It sort of lakes the dark spots as well with the naked eye as on the back of the camera. Oh man.
You've seen that time-lapse, right? It's not really great, but yeah, hey, we got something and I had some good fun that evening. I do want to share some things I have learned this evening, so hopefully you don't have to make the same mistakes as I did. And the first is, I have my notes here, so I'll be looking to the screen a little, is yeah, don't go too far away from your subject. I was almost 7 kilometers away and that might have been a bit too far. Yeah, your subject becomes really small in the frame and the atmospheric distortion is also huge, you know. When you look on a hot summer's night at a road on the horizon, you see that wobbly effect from hot air rising. I've also had that, and yeah, that causes some less sharpness. Yeah, I'm not sure what the sweet spot exactly will be, but for my composition, which I had in mind, it might have been around 3 kilometers or something. I'll pop up a shot, a similar shot which I did about a year ago, and I think that one is pretty successful. The second thing I've learned, make sure at a location you have some space to walk to the left or to the right if the moon doesn't rise exactly where you have wanted it. So yeah, I didn't have enough space to my right because yeah, if I went further, which I should have done to get the tower silhouetted in front of the moon, it disappeared behind trees on the horizon. So make sure, yeah, that you can walk around a little. And tip number 3, use a sharper lens than I did. Although, yeah, I think this old vintage lens, which I got for free basically, is really fun to play around with. But yeah, if you go to all this trouble or fun, yeah, why not use a sharper lens to begin with if you have one? Yeah, and something I've learned also, that's tip number 4, try to choose a night where there is as less wind as possible, or at least a location or a spot where the wind doesn't reach your camera, because at long focal lengths, just a little breeze will get it to shake and cause less sharp photos. And yeah, tip number 5, also a stable tripod and a stable, maybe a larger ball head than I used. It would also help a lot to get it sharp, and maybe even use a geared head or something. So yeah, tripod stability is also key here. At least set your tripod up as low and wide on the ground as possible to get maximum stability. Alright, so those were my tips. Yeah, I've waited around just a bit longer than usual, doubting if I should release this video or not. But yeah, in the end I think it's important to know that astrophotography isn't always successful. You have no idea how many times I have failed myself. But yeah, it's all worth it in the end. If you are out again under the night sky and everything comes together, yeah, you forget instantly about the fails you have experienced. Yeah, anyway, I really hope you enjoyed seeing me running around a little. I think you did. And maybe you have even learned something. I know I have enjoyed myself, and I have also learned something. If you did, as always, I would really like if you leave a like on my video. And I think it would be interesting if you let me know in the comments your astrophotography failures. That would make some good stories, I think. So I'm really curious. Thanks again for watching, and see you guys on the next one. Bye bye.